Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat from DIY, and in today's video I am going to be showing you how I made over this ikea-duktig-makeover-diy-play-kitchen into this. So basically I have hacked it so it looks just like our kitchen. So I'll show you a bit of video of our kitchen so you can compare and contrast, but basically we've got lots of brass accents, subway tiles, and it's all white. So I did start to film this as I went along, but then sort of just got distracted with doing it. So I do have bits of video that I'm going to show you about how it works, but largely I'm just going to talk you through what I did, maybe intersperse some pictures. So first of all, what I did was put together, no, that isn't true. First of all, what I did was, so I knew I was going to be replacing the original handles with these cup handles. And the normal handles that come with the ikea-duktig are sort of long strip handles, so you can't see, and actually I'm so pleased with how this turned out because this was actually the main bit that I was worried about. What I did was fill them in with wood filler and then sand them down and paint it, and you can't tell unless you like literally sat where I am really looking for it, you can't tell that it's filled in. Which is fab. So it was only cheap to do that. The wood filler I think was about £3. I have got a mouse sander. I mentioned it in some of my other videos. Hello Columbo, you quite getting involved. I mentioned it in some of my other videos. It's a really good investment, but you could just use sandpaper if you wanted to. If you're going to do a lot of DIY though, a mouse sander is a really good tool to have, because sanding, let's be honest, is really, really boring. Anyway, so that was the first thing, because what you need to do, that needs to dry before you can paint it and sand it. Now, on the instructions of the wood filler, it did say that you are supposed to do it, if it's over a particular thickness, which this was, you're supposed to do it in like thin layers and let each layer dry. That was pretty much impossible because it was in like quite a deep hole, and getting it to stick was just, I couldn't do it, so I just whacked it all in and left it to dry for a bit longer. It's worth that. So that was the first thing, do that, and then set, so it's this one and this one, set that aside to dry. Next step is to assemble the frame of kind of the bottom section and the top separately into two sections. So it actually makes it loads easier to paint if you do it that way, because it's kind of stood up and you can paint everything at once rather than try and paint one side, the sides, turn it over. Too much hassle. I do recommend, actually, I've got some dust sheets from the pound shop, like plastic sheeting, so it was £1 for a pack of 2. They were massive and amazing because I did it on the island, so I would definitely get yourselves down there if you're going to be doing this. So put it together, you don't put the countertop on, it's just a frame, and then I lightly sanded all of the surfaces that I was going to paint, and then primed it with spray primer in white. This step's quite important because you are, painting the surfaces, because it's going to come under a lot of wear. Like, it's got metal accessories, for God's sake. Theo's going to be whacking it, banging it. He's like a little bulldozer / Tasmanian devil. So it's not going to be, taken good care of. He's only little. So you need to make sure that this stage, if you are painting it, you put the time and effort in to make it as hard wearing as possible. So primer first. And then I use white kitchen emulsion to do it. So kitchen paint, as opposed to just normal emulsion, is more stain resistant, it's usually wipeable, so I thought that was quite a good choice. So that was next. So painted, hello darling, you okay? Needy. So painted it all up. What I did leave, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see from that angle, but I'll show you a picture. So in here, can you see? No, I don't think you can. So there's actually a little circle painted in there for the microwave. So this was natural wood. The whole top was natural wood to start with. I actually masked off where these intersections are going to be and left this is natural wood with the circle for the microwave because I thought it was quite a nice touch. So you can do that too. That was easy, just with kind of basic masking tape. Fine, so once it was all painted, I also used some spray sealant on it. in a matte finish because I don't want it to be shiny because our kitchen isn't shiny, and gave it a few light coats of that. Again, it's all about protection and wipe clean. Everything had kind of the same treatment no matter what colour it was. Then obviously I spray painted the accessories. So we've got a gold tap, so the tap is gold. I've sprayed this pole gold, and I sprayed these hooks gold too. Again, primer, spray paint, and then the sealant on top. So this is Rust-Oleum Bright Gold that I used in spray paint there, and then I also had some white matte spray paint, which was also Rust-Oleum actually, and I sprayed the bowl white, again because our sink is white. This is a theme. Maybe it goes without saying. We'll see if I say it again. So obviously this is already done, so Theo's got this, it's in our kitchen. I'm pleasantly surprised with actually how hard wearing it is, because I was a bit worried it was going to flake off, but it hasn't, and he has given it some bashing the pans in the sink and the stuff, and it's still going strong, so I can definitely say that it does work. What I also did for the stove section is that I masked it all off because it's got rounded corners. What I did there was stick the piece of masking tape down, draw around it with a pencil to get the exact shape of the edge, and then cut that out to stick on. And then I spray painted this with, again, the same thing with white spray paint. Now, I don't know how good this camera is, but there is a little chip here. That isn't actually from Theo playing with it, it's because I spray painted it outside, left it to dry, it started to rain, and I picked it up when it was still wet, and I got my finger stuck on it. It pulled some of the paint off, so I do need to touch that bit up, but it's not a quality issue, I assure you. So yeah, still good. So you've painted everything on the frame, fabulous. Next thing to do, now this is dry, your wood fillet, is to sand it down. So you sand down these sections with whatever you've got to hand, and then you can paint your doors in exactly the same way. The reason, now the doors were already white, but the reason is against the sort of painted white, you can tell that they weren't the same, so kind of to make it all match, get this all painted up so it's all one colour of white. Next, once it's all dry, you can add the handles to the doors. So the handles on the doors are the exact same handles that are on our kitchen. So they're from Screwfix. They are a few pounds each, £3 each I think, maybe less, not sure. I'll link it. So all you do to add them is, no, in fact not all you do. You need different screws for them, and this was actually the case for our kitchen as well as for this, which is weird. The screws that they provide you are too long and come through the back of the doors, and also the heads are, not going to swear, really rubbish, and they lose the sort of thread of the screw, as I discovered when I was trying to fit them and realised they were too long, and then it is a bugger to get out. Don't use them, bin them. Buy some replacement screws that are, I think, 16mm, so then they don't come out the back of the door. So you've got your new screws, you've got your handles. All you need to do is centre your handle. I did this with a measuring tape just to make sure, but centre your handle and then just mark out each of your 3 points. Take the handle away, drill into the wood a little bit to create pilot holes, and then you can put it back and then just with a screwdriver just screw your handles in. You repeat that for each section. Obviously this one, it will do fit sideways, or the same way as the other, so I've just put it sideways, and I think it looks really good actually. I was a bit worried about this one and thinking whether I should put one of the knobs on it, but I do actually quite like that they're all the same. The next thing is these actually. So these are just, again, cupboard door knobs. I'll link below, I think they're off eBay. Everything's polished brass to match the kitchen. So all I did is measure from the centre panel here and then divide it into 5 sections and then just mark it off. What I then did was take it apart and just take this piece off. I clamped it to the countertop and then just drilled holes all the way through it with a 3mm drill bit. and then literally you whack the screw in one side and screw the handles in. I think this is a really nice touch because it does just give that kind of extra oven effect, which is really cute, and I like it a lot. Next, what did I do next? So now largely your whole sort of section is ready to do. So before assembling it, what I did was I took this bit out, the countertop out, turned it upside down, and can you see that the bowl is actually mounted underneath? It's not, it doesn't slot in on top. Now, this does come with its drawbacks in practicality. Obviously you can't remove the bowl easily, it doesn't just pop in and out, so if you wanted to put water in there or that kind of stuff, then it does kind of come with its issues. I'm not really planning on letting him do that. I can play with water outside or in the bathroom. So all I did was turn the counter upside down, and then I used some masking tape to make sure it was in the right position. So secured it with masking tape, turned it round, checked it was in the centre, adjusted it, and then literally just used 4 screws, smaller ones, into the edges just to keep it in place. So it looks really nice countersunk, I think. And our sink is actually just one kind of unit, it's not one of those sort of farmhouse sinks, but I do think this looks nice and it just gives it a little bit more of a premium edge, which is nice. So once that is done, you can kind of get on with the assembly as per the instructions. So yeah, just put this back in and follow your sort of instruction booklet. I'm not going to talk you through how to build the rest of it. Literally use your Allen key and crack on. And then once it's all put together, the backrest was the sort of splashback bit was the only thing left to do. So when it comes, it doesn't actually come with anything for here. It's just open backed. So what I did was I bought a piece of foam board, which was only cheap from Hobbycraft, I think about £3, and then I bought a pack of these subway tiles from Amazon. Washing machine. I'll link them below. These are perfect because, as you can see behind me, our kitchen uses grey grout, as do these, so they match pretty hard. So if you are buying these and you expect them to be the same size as subway tiles, you'll be really disappointed because they are only tiny. They're nowhere near in comparison, but as this is a smaller scale kitchen, it works quite nicely. So these come in sheets. All you do is, so measure the opening of your unit and then give yourself a bit of a margin so that you've got enough to stick it down on. Lie it on the counter, apply all your stickers, so they come in little sheets and then you line them up as you go. Be very careful when you're doing this. So with the foam board, because it's only kind of paper, they're really, really adhesive because I think they are actually meant to go on the back of kitchens. So you've got to do it right first time. And if you don't, it pulls off the sort of paper cover of the foam board and then you can't use them. So you've really, really got to be paying attention when you do this. But you only need 1 pack if you're pretty set on what you're doing. So with that in mind, put that all together. You'll need to do it up so you can line up your first sheet and all your tiles with the top so that you've got a full tile at the top. You'll need to trim at the bottom because it is a bit longer. The space is a bit shorter than the sheets is what I'm trying to say. But remember then to flip that upside down so it's nicer that your tiles start in full pieces at the bottom because it's more visible. So that's a little tip for you. So yeah, once you've done all that and you've stuck it all down, all you need to do is just line it up with the back of your unit and then just tap it into place with some panel pins. That's all I did, just around the frame, and then that holds really nice, so it's pretty solid. And just again, it just gives that kind of extra effect and that extra sort of element of matching the kitchen. So it really now is kind of a feature of our kitchen rather than, you know, like a toy stuck in the corner. Like we had actually this really nice section that wasn't really doing anything, and it's perfect for Theo. It's a really great place for him to just come while I'm cooking or we're doing something in here and he can just come and play around here. We can check what he's doing, we know he's safe. So it's just brilliant, and I just love looking at it. I'm so pleased with the way that it came out because it matches and it looks so cute. All these little accessories are also from IKEA. So the little pans, the steamer's part of kind of a 3-piece set. This is in the sink because he's been playing with it. You can see in here are some garlic. All the little vegetables. And yeah, it's just a really nice addition. If you wanted to, you could paint all of these gold or whatever colour you wanted. I've chosen not to because in our kitchen, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, in our kitchen, obviously we don't have anything else gold. It was just kind of the setting, so it matches. And I actually think they look quite nice. I quite like the silver with the rest of it. So yeah, that's it. It was really easy to do. I mean, the painting's obviously a bit of a faff. It takes a bit of time while you're waiting, but the rest of it is not difficult. You don't need much skill to do this. If any, like, your basic skill is that you can drill 4 holes in one piece of wood. Everything else is just screwing or painting or sticking, like basic jobs. So it's not like there's even a lot of hard work. So I would, you know, if you want to make it a feature in your home, like I said, rather than just another bloody kid's toy that doesn't match anything, this is a really great thing to do. It's not very expensive. It makes a really, really great present. Also, you know, this now is unique. No one else has got this other than us because this is one I've made, which is perfect. The only thing that I didn't do, or I haven't done yet, is that it comes with, let me move my legs out of the way, it comes with plastic feet for lifting it up as the child grows. They're grey, so you could either paint them white, which I think I'll do, or you could paint them the same as the accent colour. We don't need those yet because he's only 18 months, so he doesn't need sort of the height extension, but we've kept them for when he does. So that's it. The whole thing's done. I really hope that you've enjoyed the tutorial. I hope that you appreciate my efforts with the kitchen. If you did enjoy this and you'd like to see more from me, then please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll be back soon, so I'll see you again.